Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Ronald Taylor, and you can reach me at rtsongs@verizon.net. I'm not going to sing any originals today, but in this track, or this clip, I'm going to teach you how to sing. For anybody who wants to really learn how to sing, let's say that you're on a worship team, or you have a heart to be a psalmist, you want to sing solos, not so low that people can't hear you, but real, true solos. I'm going to teach you a couple of tips here that can really help you to achieve that. I've been working with several people. I encourage people to really, if you really have a heart for something, you feel called to do it, don't give up. Go take some training. Go do what you have to do to get yourself on that level that you believe that God is directing you. So I'm going to give you a couple of my tricks, a couple of my things that I do that's in my library, what I do when I practice, when I learn how to sing, or when I practice to get ready for a psalmist song or a solo or praise and worship. This is what I do, and perhaps it can help you. The first thing I want to encourage you is that if you really have one of those voices that a lot of people, when they hear you sing, they're like, oh, please stop. Let's deal with you first. There's some basic, simple things that you must have in place before you grab that microphone and let everybody know that you just don't have it. And not that you cannot attain it, because you can. You need to practice. Any great singer will let you know, whether it's Daryl Coley or, I really respect his voice. He has a wonderful voice. They'll let you know you have to practice to get that. You have to practice hours. Any NFL or NBA player has to practice hard to hit them jumpers. I heard that Michael Jordan would shoot 500 jumpers, three-pointers every morning. I'm like, that's what makes them great, because they practice. Drummers, musicians, the same thing. They have to practice and practice in order to get better and to get really proficient in what they do. And so the same thing with you. Don't just jump out there you haven't practiced and you want to sound like Luther Vandross or somebody like that. Don't do that. Practice first. And this is what you can do. These are some things to tighten up what you may have and what people may feel like you don't have. It may still be in there, but you have to pull it out. And so we're going to take it to the basics. I'm going to use a concept, though, and just follow along. It may not be your traditional way of singing or learning how to sing, or you may have taken voice lessons in the past. It may not be the traditional way, but just follow along with me. I'm going to simplify. One of my giftings is teaching. So you follow along with me, and I'm going to get you to where I need you to go. All right, let's take the drums, for instance. If you're going to, I'm a drummer also, so if you're going to play the drums, let's say you're going to do a drum roll or a paradiddle, you don't start, you don't start there. You build there. You practice to get that. All right? So this is where we start. We're going to start very basic. All right, and then you speed it up. I messed up right at the end. But that's how you do it. You start off very slow. Because every note has to be, every beat has to be precise. It has to have detail to it. You can't just rush through it. You know, it has to be detailed. And you can tell you've been practicing because every one of those notes have that detail, right? It's the same thing with singing. It's the same thing with running finger rolls on the piano. I also play the keyboard. It's the same thing. It's all the same concept. Music is all the same concepts. You slow it down, and then you gradually get faster. Let me give you a roll. Ooh. Nah, I didn't like that one too much. I'm gonna give you one more. Ooh. All right, let's take that for instance. Ooh. Now, it's important to understand that you're going to hit on the A's, the E's, the I's, the O's, the U's. That's the best way to understand it. If ever you're going to do a curl or a run, it should be where there's an open space in the song. And then you're going to go, and you're going to fill it in. Just like you would if you were on drums. There's an open space in the song and you do a drum roll. Open space in the song when you're playing the piano and you do a run. Same thing with singing. My country, tears of thee. Open space. My country, tears of thee. Sweet land of liberty. Open space. Sweet land of liberty. See, we filling in the open spaces. You need to understand that. Secondly, if you're one who has not learned how to vibrato or riff, I encourage you to first start just to sing straight notes. A, B. See that? I'm consistent. My notes are consistent. A, B, C, or A, E, I, O, U. Practice on that before you start getting A, B, and try to do all that stuff because you're not ready for that yet. Just sing A. So if you're having a hard time just singing A, you're like if you're there, then we need to work there first. A. Hold those notes for a good 5 seconds. A. Without messing up. A, B, C. Now I added a little vibrato right there because we want to get into that too. Just basic notes. And that's a lot of what I that I believe that Luther Vandross will do. Just kind of shake it with a little. Let's do that slowly. And let's speed it up. Speed up a little bit more. Speed it up. And then kind of move smoothly into it. Got it? So that's the first part. And so then when we get there, we're going to add some of the A's, the E's, the I's, the O's, and the U's. And some things you can do with some of those notes, you can create it before you hit it. So every time you do your curl or your run, they're going to kind of sound the same. You're going to kind of hit them similar. Brian McKnight, a lot of his rolls, he kind of hit them in a very similar way because he's practicing certain tones and textures of it that he does just about every time. It may be a set of them. It may be seven different ways that he hits certain things, but you'll never hear him do something that's just completely new from what he's been doing before. And that's the same with all singers. So let's take A for instance. A, A, A. So every time I might hit my A's, I may go A. And so we need to slow that down. A, A. And we do it just that slow. A, A. See that? And we need to get all of those details. Every time you're singing, you have to get the details. And speed it up gradually. See, we're coming down, but you have to practice like you're doing that drum roll. If you listen to me very closely, you can hear that every one of those has a specific note. It has a detail to every one of those. And I'm sure you can do that. Try that. Once you get to the bottom, come back up. And that's the concept. You practice that over and over. You practice those notes. Practice running up and down the scale. Listen to when a piano player, when he runs his roll, listen to the notes that he's doing. And they have a machine that you can get that'll slow it down. So you hear every note, they hear that. Dun 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 dun. Oh. And so you can start learning that, but you got to slow it down and get every one of those notes, practice every one of those notes perfectly. And like I said, it's like when you hit your A, B, C, See, I'm confident with every one of those notes. A, B, and every note that's in between you must be confident with too. A. See, every one of those notes are very specific, very detailed. All I'm doing is speeding it up. I'm going as fast as I can. And so I ran into an issue when I was trying to find someone that could teach me how to run and how to curl and how to roll. And the Lord had begun to just teach me how. He said, study what you do, because some of this came naturally. So he said, just begin to study what you're doing. Slow it down. Anytime you're teaching anything, you start with the basics first. It's slow paced, but as you learn the basics, the slow pacedness of it, then you begin to get faster at it. And so curling and running has everything to do with speed. Any singer, if he's going to show you what he knows, he'll tell you that it has everything to do with speed. Those nice finger rolls has everything to do with how fast I can do it. Those drummers have to do with how fast I can roll it. Look, I'm a drummer, I'm a keyboard player, I'm a singer. I've done it, I've studied it, and this is how you do it. And so hopefully these tips will help you to become better at your craft. Hopefully it will encourage you to don't give up. If you have a burden in your heart to sing, then by all means take some lessons. Don't give up just because somebody said you can't do something. If it's there, God put it there, then you may have to go in, dig in there and pull it out. So be encouraged. You can reach me at rtsongs@verizon.net. I hope this has been a blessing to you. Have a wonderful, blessed day. We